everyone here at 8 at the table agrees. Maybe not Rico because he's Rico, but like first date, the guy pays. All dates now, not expecting that. That is something you did say in the video.
I expect all dates, and I'm not. And the reason why I say this is because I want a man who's serious about me, and I feel like if he is pursuing me and only me, then he doesn't mind taking me out on dates, because I feel like that's another reason why I stopped doing coffee dates, because I feel like when a man is I'm telling you, when a man is like low investment, like he's just like, oh, let's get a coffee, whatever, he's doing that because he wants to save his money to date 5 other women and to like, you know, pursue other things or whatever. But like I'm looking for a serious relationship, so I want to date a man and him show me that he's serious about me.
So you want to be wine and dine all the time, no coffee.
Oh, no. If we're in a relationship, it doesn't have to be like expensive, crazy, like, you know, fancy all the time. I just mean like in the beginning, I need to know you're serious, and the way that you show me you're serious is by you planning a date, picking me up for a date, you know, taking care of everything, so I don't feel like I have to stress about it because you're the one pursuing me. You're the one that wants to be like to date me, to take me out, and I feel like as a gentleman, that should be on you to plan and provide for.
So I'm gonna say this. Oh, sorry, Aaron. I'm gonna let you go. But in the pursuing, I get it. Like I get it. But like to be in an actual relationship, that's where I don't feel like it's a man's job to pay for every single date. I feel like that's where Rico was trying to come in and say like, well, what does the reciprocity look like? Because do you do any dates? Like,
she might cook all the food at home.
Exactly. I was thinking like I'll do like house days. If we're in a relationship, like I'll cook, and I'll have you over.
Can you cook?
Yeah, I can cook. Ask anybody. I can cook.
1 to 10, what do they grade you? Be honest. What do you grade yourself?
10.
I would grade myself a 10.
I would throw my shoe at you.
I would say my friends might say 9 because they come late and the food's cold, but it's always good. It's always flavorful, so I can cook.
What's your best dish?
Don't say spaghetti.
I'm trying to tell you, listen, I'm good at this job.
No, I'm West Indian. I do curry chicken, roti, griot. Okay. I'm Haitian. Like I do all the island food.
Oh, you are Trini and Haitian.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Trini too, girl.
Really?
All right, I believe you.
And everybody else is Haitian.
And yes, they're all Haitian.
Really?
Well,
no way.
Not all.
My God.
Not E.
She's Haitian cousin.
Really? I love it.
The op. No, I just want to say this to you, and say this to many other women out there in the world, in regards to you saying that's why you stopped doing coffee dates.
Okay.
But I want every woman that understands. I just want to make sure that I want to make sure that you understand that being on an expensive date does not make you a prize, and it doesn't make you an investment. Because in fact, most times the man that is taking you on a luxury date, that's no money to him. But a man who's taking you on a thoughtful date, whether it be a coffee,
how is coffee thoughtful?
Maybe it's just thoughtful in the sense that he just wants to sit down and actually invest his focus and time into you, not the dining experience, not the the drinks, not the food, not what I'm saying, all of those things. What I really am trying to say is not necessarily a coffee date, but in general, a thoughtful date.
Yeah. Can I interject? So I'm actually.
I can now finish my clip, dog.
Well, I mean, because you're
talking for hours.
Yeah, you kind of rambling.
Yeah, but when we chop it up, it's gonna be 60 seconds. That's what I need.
So this is so I understand your position, but I actually have to disagree because I think coffee dates, it's low investment on each side. So it's like. You don't have to waste your time either.
Yeah. So my only exception to coffee dates is I have to schedule 5 in one day so that I don't feel like I'm wasting a Saturday. You know what I mean? Like I want to know that like, all right, I'm gonna do like 5 dates at coffee and I schedule them an hour in between. So that I can like get to know.
5 coffee dates?
Yeah.
5 coffee dates in one day. So like 5 guys come to the coffee shop to meet me.
What is this? A speed dating thing?
Yeah, kind of.
It's efficient.
It's just we can't waste our time as women. We can't waste our time. We can't waste our time with just taking all this time to like get to a date, like, or just be date the same guy and he's not being consistent with you. He's not calling you or texting you once a day. Like I don't know how serious this guy is because he hasn't shown it to me. So I don't want to waste 3-6 months, a year on a guy who's not being consistent, who's not like relationship material, and then meanwhile I feel like I'm missing out on other.
Has there been a man that was consistent with you, but you were not consistent.
I was
with
gonna
them.
say, how consistent are you with anyone if you're taking
I'm
5 dates in a day?
That's a lot.
But she's dating.
I'm-
She's
yeah,
supposed to do that.
I'm
No, no.
pretty consistent when they are. Like if they're reaching out to me or calling me, whatever, I always get back to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm a very consistent person, and when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be somewhere, I am. And they can trust that. I feel like several times, like on these dating apps, like guys will flake and they'll just like not be ready or not call me the day of, and I'm just like, okay, well, he wasn't serious, But like once I get serious with someone, I stop talking to the rest of them because I'm like, oh, this guy's serious. He's consistent. I'm gonna be, available for him.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is this a hypothetical situation, or have you done this before?
Oh, I've done this before.
You've been on 5 dates in one day?
Okay, sorry. No, not 5 dates, but I have done 2, maybe 3 dates in one day, and I almost got caught, and that was bad, so I won't do that again. But like maybe twice a day, I think I could handle without getting caught. Because I don't want them to feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I am dating around, like, and they
But
know
don't
that
you
I'm
feel
dating
bad
around.
if you feel like you have to get caught?
I feel bad
Yeah, you
if I
shouldn't be
get
doing
caught.
it.
I don't feel bad if I don't
Doing
get
it.
caught. Yeah, I don't feel bad doing it. No, because I'm not committed to anyone. Like this is a first date. I don't know these men. Like you know what I mean. If I'm dating them, consistently, then obviously I would have more respect for them. But like, not like in a first date. No.
Gabby.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. I just have a question for you.
Sure.
Listen, I just want to say that you're a great person. You know what I'm saying?
Where's
Thank
this
you.
going?
And I just want to ask you this
Good
question.
job.
Do you believe that you possess unconditional love?
Yes.
You sure?
Okay. What define unconditional? define unconditional.
Oh no,
Define
there's only
unconditional.
one meaning, baby.
It
Like,
is.
do you believe that you possess unconditional love?
Yes.
So, if a man, I just don't. I'm getting tired of giving like theories, right? But I have to with this one. Define it. The best way I can say is if he was to lose everything that he possessed tangibly, but he never lost the core values, which I kind of already know the answer. I'm just asking. Do you stick it out?
Yes, I
so,
do. Yes, I
How
do.
long do you stick it out for?
I mean, I feel like in everybody's life, you go through ups and downs. You go through, hard times, good times, bad times. And I am a very loyal person when I'm in a relationship, and I will hold it down for the man that I'm in a relationship with. But I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm not doing it in a dating situation.
Okay, so we can arguably say that you haven't have met a man where you felt comfortable and or willing enough to demonstrate unconditional love to.
I did before, but he was broke and not in any of my requirements.
Do you know what conditions mean?
Oh, that's what you meant?
Yes.
Oh, well, no. But it just ended. Like, I mean, as long as I was with him,
Yeah.
I was loving him conditionally. And even when we broke up, I was loving him conditionally. But,
Unconditionally. Yeah.
unconditionally. I was loving him unconditionally, even when after we broke up. But, like, when you break up, like, how much, I mean, what do you say to that?
Did
Like,
he
what
break
do
up with you?
No, I broke up with him because he's a cheater, and he was cheating on me.
Yeah, so he broke and a cheater.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
nerve. The
You're
nerve.
fucked up, my boy.
I was like cooking dinner for him every night, and he showed up to my house on Valentine's Day with not even a piece of chocolate, not even a single rose. And my sister's like, "Why are you with him?" So like, you know what I mean? And it's just like it was getting embarrassing. And
So-
then
Okay, whoop. Now, see, I gotta ask the right questions to get the right answers. Because, like, I do know what I be talking about. I just be waiting for people to say it.
okay,
So, Gabby,
yes, Rico.
did this start the onslaught of your new expectations?
Heck yeah, dude! I was done with broke men. I was done with broke men. I was okay. Sorry, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So a broke man hurt you, basically.
No. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I've always had these standards, but
Let him go.
yes, there was a couple of years that I just let them go, and I lowered them so low that I ended up with a broke cheater. I call them the broke boys club. You know, these guys who just like come over to my house for a date. I'll cook for you, sir. I don't know you. Why are you trying to be so cheap? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, I've always had these standards, but I decided because everybody in my in my circle, my friend group was telling me, oh, just lower your standards, lower your standards. And I tried that. And I ended up getting cheated on with a broke boy. And I didn't like it. So I put my standards back up.
Gabby, they said lower it. Don't abandon it. like we didn't say go for nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, all right,
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Rico, so when Rico mentioned like a high dollar date, or you mentioned a high dollar date, and Rico actually used the word thoughtful. So in my opinion, like a person who listens to you and they digest what you're saying and they put the effort into the date, do you look at that as like a date that like hits all the marks, or does it have to be like?
Can you define a thoughtful date for me?
So let's say,
picnic.
well, no, I'll give you a perfect example. Like I like stand up comedy, and I watch stand up comedy all the time. I listen to it all the time. I'm not obsessed, but like I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm explaining this to somebody that I'm interested in, I mean, in my mind, that's like a ding, ding, ding. Hey, a date to go to a comedy show.
Oh,
you
I
know,
love stuff like that. That's so romantic.
so that's what I'm saying. So like thoughtfulness, does that also register as being
1,000%.
okay?
1,000%. I love that. I actually
What if
did.
it's only thoughtful dates? No expensive dates. Because a comedy, listen, it's like $20 a ticket. It's $40.
I think I value more spending time with a genuine person than how much he's spending on me. But I need to know that he has something to spend on me. He and then I want to know that he's the type of person that wants to spend money on his woman. That's like important to me.
Are you gonna spend money on your man?
Will I spend money on my man? If we're married, I would say yeah.
Gabby, I'm about to throw my shoe at you. You better not
Gabby,
come
that
over
don't
here with
really
this.
Seem right, babe.
You can't be like. Here's my thing. When I say reciprocity, and don't get me wrong, because I don't speak for all men. Not every man is like me. Not every man is capable to be like me either.
Okay,
but that's
just get to your point.
But what I'm saying is, if I'm willing to spend on you,
Okay.
a man wants, especially a woman who, and like women, some women need to understand that we are in a new age, and men are expecting you to do well for yourself as well, right? Especially the younger generation, and seem to be doing well for yourself. You live in LA, you're doing a podcast, you're a TikToker, you're going viral. You know what I'm saying? And modeling.
Yeah.
So I'm praying that God is blessing you with all the financial accolades that you have for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So now, for me to come across somebody who is obtaining, and maybe you're not at where you want to be, but you're in that direction, and you're obtaining all these financial accolades, but yet you're not willing to spend on me, but I'm willing to spend on you through demonstration, not words. That's where I have to draw the line.
I feel like words is how a lot of like women get caught up, is because some guys are really good with their words, but they never show action behind those words. And I feel like I've made that mistake too in the past. I've dated a guy where I just listened to all of the nice words that he was telling me, and he never did anything to back up those words. And so I stopped listening to words. I started watching their actions, and that's why. And like I said, it's not really
Maybe that's what I said though. I said demonstrated through actions, not words.
But I think what she's expressing is why how she ended up at this thought process.
Yeah. That's cool. I get that. I want to get to the answer though. We can go right after that.
I'm sorry. So what was
The question is, how do you think that you're actually reciprocating if we are both financially in a good place,
Right.
and I am spending on you?
Right.
Your thing
I
was
feel
you're
like-
spending on a woman.
I feel like I need to be in like a long-term committed relationship before I feel comfortable spending on a man. And I feel like I wouldn't spend on a man in the first few dates, because I feel like that's still, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he wants to be in a relationship with me. I don't know who I am to him yet. So in that stage, that's the pursuing stage. I feel like that's a man's job to do that.
You can. I realize some people don't understand is you can dictate who you are to him by setting yourself to be different and requiring, or you can require what you want to require, but if you're possessing things that others aren't, you're separating yourself from the competition. Just as it is for a game for you, it's a game for him. So
Okay.
now if he's spending, and maybe he's taking you on dates and roses, it's like actually spending outside of the dates on you. I'm not saying you got to go buy him a pair of red bottoms, but like if you's like, yo, listen, I heard that you really like this brand of cologne, and I actually was in the mall and I smelled this cologne and I bought you this cologne.
I've done that before, like birthday gifts, like little
I
goodie
didn't
bags.
say birthday gift, bro.
That's like a birthday
Gabby,
gift. That
stop.
sounds like a birthday
Like,
I
gift.
get what she's saying, being that like the first couple of dates she wouldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You did say marriage though, and that kind of
That's
threw me off. But being in a relationship, I feel like that's normal things.
Right.
Like
In
spending
a
on a
long-term
man.
committed relationship, yes, definitely.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
he's spending all of this money on you as you know, as you're requiring.
Yes,
He's paying for
I'm
your
requiring
hair,
that.
your nails, your waxes, your Ubers,
Yep.
your rent, you said, all of these things, the dates.
Yes.
I mean, a birthday gift.
you can get what you want if that's the theoretical right answer, but it's not always the right answer because it might never get what you want, right? But it just depends if what you want is really reasonable. And then also, what are you doing to get what you want? Are you becoming or possessing the things that what you want is desiring?
Are you sucking dick?
To a man with money, giving head is regular. Like, you know what I'm saying? And giving good head is often.
I know,
So,
but
like, we don't really
girls
care
that
about
don't do
that.
it. It has to be on the table.
When to a man with money, you get what you want when it comes to sexual pleasures, bro. And if you don't get it here, you go get it over there, and you figure it out. Trust me. But so what I'm saying is, when a man wants to, especially a man with money, and I'm being real, black men with money. Realistically, most black men, minority men in America with money, and I'm talking about 7 figures or close to 7 figures and above, they're most likely the first generation of rich in this country. You get me? There wasn't as many, you know what I'm saying, rich African Americans or minorities in 1990s as there is in 2022, right? They're the first rich person. You think this minority man, I don't know if this is what you're seeking, but I'm just giving an example,
Okay.
has gone through and embodied a history of generational poverty and finally comes across a bag and you know what I'm saying, however way he does, and thinks that he's going to settle for somebody who's not willing to reciprocate is kind of outlandish to me.
But why does reciprocation always have to be financial?
Because when you have, that's what I'm trying to say, unless if you're possessing an intangible with like a different type of love, a different type of catering that maybe he's
I
not
said
used
I would
to.
cook for him.
But
That's love. Maybe some other women don't really feel as important, because I don't like I'm laser focused. Like when I'm in a relationship, I only have eyes for this man. I'm not like looking around. I'm not trying to like find another one. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm taken care of and I'm with a man who like loves me, is consistent with me, takes care of me, I don't need to be searching everywhere else for someone else. You know what I mean? And that is an attribute that I feel like men appreciate, and I feel like that's a reciprocation.
Is that an attribute that you feel like most women don't possess?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
Because
saying
then if that's the case, that's a typical average attribute. Think about numerics.
okay, I cook really good food.
Yeah, not cheating. Like, listen, cooking has become rare nowadays, so I would say that's
Thank you, I appreciate
being
it.
able to cook, not cooking, but being able to actually cook well. But like loyalty, like this is why I asked, because we got to start to be able to understand what we're asking for and what is our competitors like. So a woman being loyal, if you're telling me that there's a lot of women that are loyal, then that technically that loyalty is a bare minimum standard.
I would say maybe in the younger generation, maybe women are like having the options as much as men like having the options, and I don't feel like that was always the case. Like my mother's generation, they stuck by their man regardless if he was stepping out or not. You know what I mean? And I feel like now, like, and I'm not saying that that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm just saying that like there's different, like, women are seeing that they have options that I feel like maybe sometimes they weren't always thinking that way, but now they're just like, well, why should I just be, committed to you? I'm still having fun. I'm still enjoying other people, other things, and like I feel like that's why like the dating culture, the hookup culture is the way it is now, because we're all on these apps and meeting different people and not really wanting to commit to one person. We just kind of want to see the whole salad, the whole table.
And you included.
But because I'm looking for something specific, so once I find it, I cut everybody off. Like I'm not still, well, he's not really that great.
Are you willing to wait 30 years to find it?
Willing to wait
30 years from today?
30 years from today, you're searching for this, and it takes you 30 years to find which. Well, it's they say.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't wait 30 years. I don't feel that way. I just feel like
So you would lower your standards then?
But
If I told you
what,
today,
okay,
if I told you today, your list is going to take you 30 years to get.
I will consider compromising in my list in my relationship. What I will not compromise with is certain things like I want to be able to stay home. I want to be able to take care of my kids. I want to be able to
Does
cook.
the home matter?
The home matters. I
Okay,
want
so
to have
what kind of home?
a home that can fit multiple children.
3.
Whatever that. 3. Okay, the 3 is a good number.
Can they share a room?
I would prefer like the girls to share a room, the boys to share a room because that's how I grew up
You have
too.
3 girls.
Oh, well, they can't all fit in one room. I would say I would probably need an extra room.
You see,
Like, if it's that small of a room. I don't know. How big is this room?
I'm trying to figure out, because the thing is, what I'm trying to do is make you kind of understand that you do have a dollar amount as much as you want to fight it, and the dollar amount is nothing wrong with. And I think that if you're going to be open-minded about being with your expectations, and you have to be real about the type of lifestyle that you're living, because being vague and say provide, a man could possibly provide for a cheap house, a cheap apartment, and you have no kids right now, right? So maybe that might do it, and maybe, I don't wish this upon you, but maybe you guys don't end up having kids, if that's something that you want. I don't wish that upon you. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe that should be good enough based on the definition that you're giving.
I see what you're saying. I see what you mean, but I just feel like I don't want to struggle with children. That's like really important to me. That's like one of my values. So like I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I already know going into it it's gonna be a struggle. Like that doesn't. That feels like I feel like that's bringing more anxiety than into my life than I need because it's like okay, I'm not stressed. I don't have that kind of stress right now. So why would I walk into a situation with a man, bringing a man into my life, and I'm gonna have to struggle with him, knowing that from the jump. That's why I wouldn't be happy with that situation.
So you both make the same amount of money? Because this is crazy. Actually, I just have one question. Can I ask my last question?
I was about to say
How much is your upkeep?
a month.
This month, this year, right now, a month. How much is your upkeep?
What is upkeep?
Your upkeep.
Your January upkeep. How much?
No, your upkeep
how much
is
are you,
right,
how many times are you getting your hair
nails,
done this month?
your hair,
nails,
makeup,
your wax.
So personal stuff.
Somebody's upkeep could be $2,500 a month.
But don't add rent yet.
Don't add rent.
no
just
rent.
add the everything.
Your physical upkeep. Yeah, like
Wait, we're just including just hair, nails,
And you said wax.
wax.
yeah. I don't know all the things that women do, but
That
all
was
the
in
things
video.
that women
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
That was in
Yeah,
the video, so.
not including your bills. Your bills is living.
Okay.
So personal upkeep.
Your personal upkeep. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 1,600.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Nah, you're so lucky you don't
That's
wear no
reasonable.
weave,
That's
though.
reasonable.
Oh yeah. If I had
20
to
grand a
wear
year.
wig,
That's
I
reasonable.
don't have to wear. Yeah, that would. I would. Maybe I will. I will start one day, and maybe that'll have to raise my.
No, girl, you don't need it. How much time do you get
Raise
your
your
hair done a
expectations.
month?
I don't get it done. I do my own hair.
Oh, you do your hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that on the list? You put hair? Oh, the hair products. That's
Hair
what you
products,
said.
girl. Curly hair products. Those are so expensive. Like the mask, like the everything. It's so expensive.
I know, but why would you put that on a man though? Hair products?
I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I'm just gonna like I would want him to provide for me because I know that I'm gonna marry this man. So I would want my husband to provide for me. So if I have a husband, I know that he would be paying for my hair products.
So why not start?
You just want to be a
Why
stay-at-home
not start
wife.
now? Pretty much.
You want to be a stay-at-home wife, and that's just what it is. And you want to be at home in a decent to nice home.
And I'm not saying that that's how I'm gonna feel forever. I'm just saying that if that's what I'm looking for right now, that's the kind of man I would want to marry. You know, I guess because the way I was raised, my father was the same way. My father's a provider. He provided everything for my mother.
Gotcha.
So coming from that environment, that's the kind of home that I want to raise and build with my own family that I start. Will I change? Will I get sick of the kids in 7 to 10 years and want to go back to work? Maybe. But I'm just saying I want to have the option. And I might change my mind
Does he
later.
have the option?
To stay home?
Yeah. Or to just say, yo, you know what? You want to go work? 7 years you tired of working, and now you about to go do what you're going to do. And if you land a job, granted that is enough.
You saying that I'm starting off the marriage with I'm working, he's staying home?
No, you're starting off getting what you want.
Okay.
And then 7 years you change what you want.
Okay.
And then he said, I want to change what I want too.
What would he change?
Like, you about to work. I want 7 years to chill with the kids and build with the kids and do everything that you had to
That
do.
might be reasonable in
Okay.
7 years of marriage. That might be reasonable. It might be reasonable. Depends on the situation.
What has been your experience? Because I know you said you lowered your standards or did away with them, and then you ended up with,
A cheating broke boy.
there you go.
Yeah, we got to come up with a name with that.
The broke boys club. That's what I call them. The broke boys
Um,
club.
So what has been your experience having the lowered standards versus the higher standards? Like, has it come out like even? So and that's why you're saying it makes sense to keep them
Are
high.
they not cheaters too?
They are cheaters. They're all fucking
I
cheaters.
haven't caught them yet, so I don't know. I would say no, they're not. I haven't caught them. You're saying the difference between the broke boys versus someone that can provide.
That actually meets all of your, or for the most part,
Your
all of your
lawyers-
What's the
Yeah.
difference in what area you're asking?
So I don't know. I'm looking at it from like a higher. You said you lowered them and you
Yeah.
got this result, and then you had them increase and you
I've
get
had
this
better
result.
results when I've hired my standards, but it resulting into marriage, not yet. So I mean, I feel like the broker boys that I've dated, they wanted to stick around because they knew that I was taking care of them and providing for them, and they liked that. So it was harder to like kick them to the curb because they were like, I'm getting everything. I'm getting a hot meal, pampered, taken care of. Like, I don't want to leave. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like they want to stay more because I'm providing for them versus, the guys who provide for me. It just comes down to the values and things that's not matching up. Why are you laughing?
Because you were mad that, not mad, but you did not like that somebody pulled a you on you. So as life is going on and things are starting to balance out, and they're not fully balanced now, but as things are starting to balance out, you know, in 20 years from now, I'm assuming and projecting that women got to understand that, listen, you got to come with your bag too. You know what I'm saying? Because you work just as much as us. There's a lot of women, especially they say right now, the African American women are, are making the most amount of money in, I think, the entrepreneur world.
Not the most amount of money. It's the most.
Well,
They're starting.
there's more of them.
They're starting. They're more entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But they are not making more money.
Yeah, men make more money from what I've seen on statistics.
There's also a lot of other things that have come out that said that, in black households there are more women that are the breadwinners when it comes to making more money. So moral of the story is that men are becoming accustomed to women making money. Men are becoming accustomed to women working, which I think is a beautiful thing.
I think so too, for
But,
certain women, of course.
Yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, in the near future, maybe this might not be right now for me and you and all of us, but going forward, the younger women are going to, I'm assuming that men are going to be the younger men that grow up with the younger women, and they are growing up at a similar to equal playing field in terms of opportunities and the ability to execute. They're going to be expecting women to be able to pour into them as much as men are pouring into women.
But why does it always have to be financial when there's a whole other list of things that make a relationship, not just money?
Because there's a lot of women that want to go work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like, so if I said to you, hey, I got the perfect man for you, you have to quit your career. I want you off of TikTok. I want you off of podcast. I'm going to give you 3 babies, and I want you at home with these 3 babies all day.
I mean,
You want to have a life, right?
right, of course.
So you want to work in a sense.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so now what I'm saying is you want to earn money in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm saying is nobody wants somebody who's going to sit here and, well, I don't want to say nobody. This is whack. That's not true. But going forward, the norm, people are not going to want somebody living up underneath them and, earning all these different things. And they're not at home nurturing the kids because you're most likely going to be in New York on a podcast.
Right.
And you live in LA.
I understand what you.
So now we have to find a middle ground on who's taking care of the kids so you could pursue your career. And then when you get home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that comes like again, that comes with compromise in a marriage, and that's different than dating. Because when you're in a marriage, you have to compromise. In a marriage, you're gonna have different things come up, and the kids and all of that, and you work those things out together. But even to in the dating phase, to get to that point, I want to make sure I'm with a man who can provide, who can do what he needs to do to for our family, for our future family that we build. Imagine if I decided to go with someone who's just not ambitious, not doing anything with his life, not showing me that I'm going to have like a successful life with him. Like he's even if say he doesn't make say he decided I don't want a man with money, is he ambitious and thoughtful enough to like teach our kids the right way to go, to instill good values into the children, the family we make? How would I even know that if in by his actions in his life when I first met him and I started dating him, he was doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like I need to see that you're going somewhere and you can lead our family. If you are not showing me that, how do I know that I'm safe in this relationship with this man?
Well, I was just really speaking. It depends. We can argue subjectives, but we're not. But more of the story is it just depends on how far do you want him to have to lead. You know what I'm saying? Some women want them to lead them to the golden toilet, you know what I'm saying? Or the craziest, most luxury lifestyle. You know what I mean? And it's not realistic because most men never get that far.